Hi everyone, good morning. My name is Dan. This is Engelgeist. Thank you so much for tuning in to my channel. I greatly appreciate it. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. For those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very much for your subscriptions. I greatly appreciate it. This is a daily forecast for all signs. It is a collective reading because we do share energies and experiences collectively, each in our own sort of from our own perception and in our own different way. So what I talk about here in this reading, you have to figure out if and where it applies to your life, if at all. If it doesn't apply for any reason, don't worry, nothing's wrong or not working. You're not doing anything incorrectly. You just might be working on something different than the majority of those that will watch this video. This video is originally created for Saturday, the 11th of June. Happy birthday, Andrew. Also, my grandmother's birthday, my past grandmother. So happy birthday to her. What was I going to say? You will hear me refer to the underpinning energy, which is the Sunday reading, which will populate in the lower left-hand corner here at the end of the reading. If you want to check that out, you certainly can do so. That's just like 3 cards that kind of show us the themes of the week and sort of what's going on over the course of the next few days underneath these cards. So it adds just like another layer. If you're new to me, please check out the drop-down menu below, because in there's some house rules. It also tells you sort of which decks I'm working with, how to get in contact with me for a private reading, how to follow me on social media. Not that I'm a big social media person, but it's just ways of getting in contact with me, how to book a private reading, all of that sort of stuff. There's also very simple and easy things that you can do to support the channel. If you like my content, please subscribe and watch my videos first and foremost. If you're enjoying my videos, please hit the thumbs up button. Also, word of mouth. Tell your friends about me. Like, post my videos on your social media or in groups that you attend where it would be allowed and it doesn't create controversy. All of those things greatly help me to grow the channel. I've been kind of at this I've been doing readings since I was 16. I'm, 49 now. It's been quite a while. So I know my way around a deck of cards, not to be, bragging or anything. It's not that. I love cards. I've been around them for a long time. I think that I have a very interesting style of reading, and that I'm good at it, period. But here's the thing. I also want to attract more people to the channel that belong here, essentially those that are naturally attracted here. So I don't do necessarily a lot of hyping of my own channel. I expect those that come here and enjoy my work to hype me to those that they think would enjoy me. Right? And ideally, that's the chain reaction in what I sort of pray for or try and manifest. Let me tell you, my manifesting skills around this have not been great. Or at least it's moved slowly. So maybe that's a block I need to work on. But if you can help in any way, please do so. All right, so let's see what's going on with the cards. What do they want us to know today? All right, we have strength. Not mad at it. Strength is often associated, well, not often, it is associated with the Leo card, right? The sign of Leo, which is fire. Leo is, strength is often depicted in a normal tarot deck of a woman like reaching into the mouth of a lion, which I love it because it's like this sort of balance of like danger and peace at the same time, or masculine and feminine, the strength of both the masculine, right, representing, in my opinion, by the lion, the sheer force and danger that the lion could potentially represent, but then also the strength and the vulnerability that the woman has because she's reaching in and sort of trying into the lion's mouth, which is like the very antithesis of what one would do with a lion, in essence to help him from a place of compassion, love, vulnerability, nurturing, right? So there's this aspect of strength where we're not only strong and capable, but we're also nurturing and loving at the same time, right? Strength can oftentimes mean like we may need to dig in a little bit deeper within ourselves to find the answers, or to stick to our guns, stay with our opinions, or keep our ideas, in line with our pursuits, rather than allowing like the outside world to kind of indicate or influence us in any way, shape, or form. When I look at this bear, it's an interesting depiction of the bear. We do have the infinity symbol up there, and the infinity symbol being in blue, that blue ribbon, Blue to me, when I talk about, and this deck always brings out like the colors of the ribbons and how they associate with me color wise. The blue here not only is a calming, like sort of peaceful baby blue, but I oftentimes associate blue with that sort of idea of just being clear knowing, right? Understanding our truth and believing in it and settling in it, grounding in it. There could be a strength in our truth today. There's a wisdom, especially with that sort of 8 spiral of the ribbon. You see that spiral above the woman's head in the traditional, that symbol 8, that infinity symbol essentially is what it is. I shouldn't call it a symbol 8 because that's just kind of not acknowledging it in the way that it should. It's to represent that idea of cycles and infinity and being connected, right? And being connected in strength, in awareness of who we are, what we're capable of, and how, we can move forward like from our own 2 feet, right? Or on our own 2 feet. How we can pick up and dust off after situations that maybe haven't been great, good, or otherwise. I also get the feeling with this bear as he feels as though he's sort of turning. And yesterday we had the Fool, which is also major arcana, right? But the Fool was sort of positioned definitely more towards the past. Not that we were in the past, but I feel like this bear is sort of swinging around and starting to head towards the future. So we might be doing a pivot right now in where we're at in our life, how we perceive things in our life, how we're dealing with things in our life. But what my feeling is that we're doing it from this place of strength, quiet, because the bear to me, it represents a sort of quiet, lumbering, don't fuck with me, fellas, kind of attitude, right? And so I like this because as we have this blue infinity symbol on his body, to me, it's about us being able to trust our own internal wisdom, right? And we've seen that word wisdom come up a couple of times this week, or we've talked about it in the readings this week. Our own internal wisdom that not only connects to us like sort of mentally, but also spiritually, physically, all of that. Blue, to me, as a color is kind of like, certainty, right? What are we certain about? And maybe we're certain about our very own strength, our own prowess, our own ability to sort of handle and navigate situations in a way. We're maybe beginning to trust that a little bit more when we see this strength card here. We're able to protect our... I know investments isn't like the perfect word, but that's the word I'm going to use. And what I mean by investments is like our beliefs, our desires, our passion. Remember, passion is that grounding stone for this week, even though this is the end of the week. We're supposed to still be grounding in that idea of what is it that we want? Are we willing to move towards it in certainty and be willing to, not that we have to fight for it, but a bear will fuck shit up. Like a bear is not like somebody to be underestimated or messed with, right? And I'm not saying that we need to be brutal out there or mean, but we need to also acknowledge and understand our own strength, our own wisdom from our experiences, and then grounding that certainty as we begin to pivot and move forward towards whatever it is that we want in that strength, right? The sign of Leo is oftentimes associated with generosity, love, kindness, warmth, so there's that aspect to all of this too, that we can be doing this from a place of our own well-being with a focus on our own well-being and thus maybe the well-being of others. But first and foremost, we have to make the turn towards the path that we want to head in, if that makes sense, towards the goals that we want to achieve in our life, if that makes sense, right? And so choosing that, and then ideally choosing that from this place of certainty and just grounding in that and moving towards it in strength and solidarity within ourselves is going to produce really beautiful results. We don't have to get there quickly. Oftentimes, to me, strength represents a little bit of any of the fire sign associated cards, strength being Leo, which is definitely fire sign. Usually, they're often action oriented, but they usually have like a faster pace than I get from this card. And I think some of it is the blue hues in this card, this bear. Like, to me, bears aren't the fastest animal in the forest, right? They kind of lumber. They can run, don't get me wrong. They'll run and run your ass down and maul you if they have to. But they're not necessarily interested in that. They're interested in sort of maybe enjoying the journey as they go. Right? Seeking the honeypot. What is your honeypot in a way? What is the thing that's going to bring you like that peace, that happiness, that passion that we see in the grounding stone for this week? We can find it. We need to pivot towards it. We need to begin considering moving onward and upward is kind of like the pivot of this bear that I'm feeling. It's just like now is the time to start to go, right? We had the exuberance of the Fool yesterday to bolster us into, taking maybe a little bit faster steps towards whatever it is we want. The bear now is going to give us that steadiness, that strength, that solidarity to move in that strength towards making the decisions we need to make, taking the steps that we need to take, whatever your situation is where it requires strength from within you. You've got it in spades, guys. That's the key here. Trust your judgment, trust your wisdom, trust your experiences, trust your knowledge. That's that blue infinity ribbon above him. There's a certain magic and awareness that comes with that, and certainty that we need to ground in strength as we move forward on into this weekend and the next week, okay? Let's see what's going on with the Animal Spirit Oracle. See who comes out today. Oh, I'll take it. Hey, Crow Spirit. Co-create with Spirit. Card number 17, which is an 8, which is about balance. I love him because he's fully pointed to the future, right? He's almost, I feel like Crow is kind of convincing Bear, like, hey, let's go. Crows can be a little bit, what's the word? Like, I don't want to say hijinksy, but they can be they're so smart and they're so intelligent and curious, right? They can sometimes get involved in places they don't necessarily belong or need to be. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm saying that it feels like Crow is kind of telling the bear, okay, you've got this. You're strong enough. Let's do this. The number 8 is about maintaining or bringing in balance. That 8 also affiliates with that infinity symbol that we see on the bear, right? We can also say that this crow has his own sort of infinity symbol going on, his own sort of spiritual awareness and knowledge, right? Crows are oftentimes essentially they represent the idea of law, right? They're one of my favorite birds, to be honest, because they're so highly intelligent and very, very interesting. They have a lot of really cool traits that they learn and pass down through DNA that is just absolutely amazing. But this is about co-creating with spirit, and that also keys back into that law, because Crow flies between the two different realms of the physical realm and the spiritual realm, and he understands the laws, and therefore he can sort of manipulate them, not in a bad way, but slightly alter them or move them, shift them to make them work for him, so that he can carry himself further along through not only a spiritual journey, but also a physical journey at the same time. So strength to me associates that too, in the sense that we have this big lumbering physical bear, right, which is strength in and of itself. But strength is associated with that sign of Leo, which is fire, which is also associated with that spirit. So both of these cards have a connection directly to not only the physical realm, or the material realm and what we deal with in our day-to-day experience, but also a deep connection to that of spirit. So listening to our spirit today would be very, very interesting and probably produce some nice movement forward towards what it is that we want. Now, let me read Crow Spirit to you. I love Crow Spirit. I didn't even know he was in the deck, so I'm happy to see him show up. I have a friend here that views. She'll get a kick out of this card when she sees it. She knows who I'm talking about. We send each other stuff about crows all the time. Oh, there's even Cow Spirit. That's usually me when I'm around the fridge. That's when Cow Spirit shows up for me. Oh, Ben and Jerry's. All right, where's Crow Spirit? Here we go. Co-create with spirit. Oracle message. As you look around you, can you sense the magic that pulses through the world? Have you witnessed how every thought can become a thing? How every intention can call the universe into action, and as the sacred laws shape what you experience? So again, there's that reference to law. Crow has a definite handle on sacred law because he travels sort of between the two realms. The universe works in perfect order. When you align your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs with spirit, you will want to crow with delight, feeling the excitement and wonder of being in harmony with something much larger than yourself. Crow Spirit says you are right on target now to see your dreams magically come into the being in the visible world. The laws of abundance, compensation, frequency, and praise are operating in your favor now. Remember to be grateful and praise what is yours, even if it is still coalescing into form, still residing in the invisible realms of co creation. No matter what area of your life you're concerned with now, what you hope for is on its way, for Spirit is your co creation partner. The protection message Crow Spirit wants to know why you think there is no magic in the world, or do you believe that there once was, but it ran out, leaving nothing but ordinariness? Although conditions have become challenging, you have no reason to believe that everything you've set an intention for will elude you. Right now, the outer world is shifting. Can you feel it? Maybe you are fretting about experiencing the results of some of your poor choices or judgment from the past. Crow Spirit is here to remind you that you can always course correct and get back on track. Maybe you've been hit by a loss or disappointment as a result of an event that had absolutely nothing to do with your manifesting, yet it has shaken you to your core. Crow Spirit asks you to trust that no matter the temporary conditions, things will right themselves very soon. The law of balance makes it inevitable that this too shall pass. Now, if any of you are waiting for a situation to right soon and come back into that number 8 balance, this strength card might be drawing up within you the actual physical and mental and spiritual strength to remain patient and wait. And that might be also why this bear is sort of pivoting. He's not quite yet posed into the future, but he's making that choice to turn towards it. Does that make sense? So keep that in mind and know that you have the strength to, like, I don't want to say withstand, but I'm going to use the word withstand. You have the strength to sort of be in this moment right now and move it in the direction that you need to. Remember, you are in this co-creation with Spirit. You have the intelligence and the wisdom that Crow carries with him. Let's go to the rounding stone. Now, as you can see, if you didn't know that I didn't like Crow, we have this. Technically, this is a raven, but I love them anyways. Ravens, too. They're also highly intelligent. They're more associated with magic than law, but this is a crow, too. So we have my crows here. Now, here is the grounding stone that we should be grounding in today. And today is that word, that idea of hope. And what I love about hope is an open heart, an open mind, an open spirit, an open everything, right? When we maintain and keep hope, we can be more in touch with the strength that is within us. We can be more in touch with that connection that we may have to Spirit and that co-creation that is going on. We can be more in hope of possibilities working out rather than falling apart. Strength is going to indicate that we have the capacity to get there. We just need to trust it. So stay grounded in that hope and possibility. Look for those signs, accentuate them by focusing on them and having gratitude for them. That is your forecast for the day. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Take care.